Welcome to the Association of Numbers. Now, I'm not quite sure if we've done this one yet. You know, this is very peculiar. 3, 6, 9. 9, 9, 6, 6, 6, 3, 3, 3. It says the law. It says she is the law of 10. Okay, it says it right here because the I, okay, is the law of 10. The percentage of, the dot is the separation. Percentage of, that's this world. The lesser than, it has to be the lesser than, those less than, what it's created from. 105 is the hand of God, 3 by 35. 3 by 35 would be 3 ounces. Okay, 3 by 35, right? 35 grams would be an ounce and a quarter. An ounce and a quarter, 35, an ounce and a quarter, 35, an ounce and a quarter, 3.75. 3.75 is the movement of the clock. 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, 105. Now 3.75, 3.75, 3.75 equals 11 and a quarter. 11 and a quarter is 0.75, the difference. So what we're going to do right now, okay, is we're going to go on to the next sheet. And this is how we measure these quarters, okay? Since the reverse alphabet makes the letter itself, every letter that we count in a word, okay, will equal to 27. When you have 8 letters, it equals to 216. So one letter gives you 20 plus 7. In gematria, this is T and G. And that's exactly what it is. T and G are the opposites of each other in gematria. It gives me 27 and 13. Creation of altered current. In number 2, I get 54. Becomes 2 times, okay, 2 times 27, 2 times 20, 2 times 7. This is now 1/4 of 28. Cycle of the moon. This is now 1/2. This is the DNA. 1/2 reaches the 1/4. Okay. This is the in and out. The first part, the connection of the line. 7. Up and down, east and west. We need 4 of them to create the cube. 4 and 2. 4 around, 2 up and down. So we have 4 around. Okay. 4 around. 3.5 is the average each between 2 numbers. Any side in between these 2 numbers. 2 plus 1.5. 5 minus 1.5. 4 minus 0.5, 3 plus 0.5. It's all 3.5. So if it is 3.5, 28 is the cycle of the moon. 28 is an ounce. 3.5, okay, will be the ounce and a quarter. When we get to a 5-letter count, let me get this a little bit lower in my hand and fix this camera. Okay. When we get to a 3-letter count, we have the 60 seconds on the clock. 2 is the 40 seconds on the clock. 1 is the 20. 4 is 80. But 1 is the center arm of the clock. So we must start automatically here. Forget about the center of the clock. Count what goes around the clock. That's 80. 4 arrows. 4 arrows that create the 10 clock. Why? Because you need 1 arrow going straight through. You need the 4, cut it in 4, and then put 1 right through. Now you have 108 and 52. 52 is Earth, 39 in the sky. This is the beta world. Beef. Altered current in the beta world. You come to number 5. That's a 135. It says ace. This is the week, by the way, and it is also the twin tower. This is also known as the connection of 420. 9 lives of the cat. When we reach the 7, it's 189. It's the high sky spirit. 6 is 162. 81, 2 times Venus. When we get to 6, it becomes 1.5. Now that's a connection to Mars. 1.5 is now telling us that it is 80 and 40. 28, 1 cycle, and DNA. 7 shows me the gateway. It is now the spirit. Gateway is 49, 7 by 7. 1400 plus 49 and minus it. Okay, equals 91, the spirit. 1.75, 1 3/4. Remember, the 1 is on the inside, right? And the 2 goes around the 1, and then the 3 goes around the rest of them. 1, 2, third level. The one that goes around the third of them automatically includes the first one. First, third, fifth, seventh, second, fourth, sixth, eighth. They're all included within each other. We'd have to work on that. So when we come in over here, we now have, boom, the cube is now created. The cube, 21, is now created, 3 sides of 7. And we have an ounce and 3/4. We have 1 cycle of the moon and 1 cube equaling to 49. Now 49 is your gateway, 7 by 7. And the word EIGHT, the word EIGHT, 8 equals 49. 49 in a 5-letter word. 5-letter word equals to 135 ace. 135, take away 49, equals to 86. This will equal 135 over here. The minus plus equals to the cube of the 10 sky. 3 times 7, 3 plus 7, minus 3 equals to 4. The delta angle 4 meets an 8, which is the same word where 3, 8, and 4 come together in the word quatre. It's saying 4, as it's saying autre, which means the other 4, and also says 8, AT, the transmission. TRE is also saying tre, meaning 3. So let me hold this over here. Now when we get to 8, we get to 216. That's a 9-day period, 24 hours. It is the cube. It is the spirit of the half-life 1 and 6. Upside down, it shows you the B world, okay, gateway, because it's 91. Everything counts in what you see. The total is 160 and 56. Creation of F, and that is also creation of 3 and the red sun. In this one over here, right, the difference between the word, okay, 56, okay, inside the word, excuse me, the number, 8 times 27 inside the number itself, I minus this, okay, and I end up with 104. That is communication. That is Roger Rabbit, telling me about the ears. Remember, it's all in the words spoken. We came to a time where you now get to decipher all the cartoons that we're watching, and we have more information than ever before, along with the past. How can we go into the future? Now we're at level 2. 8 brings us into level 2, and 1 Mayan week. 216, Roger. 240, okay, is the completion of a 10-day period of 24 hours. We get 80, 80, okay, 28, 28. 1, 1, 8, 8. This will become 5, 5. This will become 1, 1. Also become 7, 7. The 5, okay, why? Because all zeros equal 6 equals 14, 14, DNA, DNA. And this will now equal to 8 and 6, 14 will equal 5, 5. This will equal 7, 7. This is your G&E. This is your electric. This is in your moon. 28 says 2 moons. 2 moon cycles, and are referred to places that have 2 moon cycles. One is in Pluto, the other is in Mars. Don't count the 13 moons. If you count the 13 moons, you count it over here. 1 and 3. B creation. The greatest number is 8. The greatest number to 1 is 8. 8 around 1. Okay, the opposite of 1 is 6. What creates that? Create the big red sun. 2, 7. 2 times 7, 2 plus 7. 2 times 7 is your 14. And that is your 14 right over here created. 9 times 27 is 243. Runner of the vibration. Minus it, we get 117. 7 and 2 creation from 1 and 9. The same time, we get 7 come 11. 5, 2, 1, 6. 3, 4. But there's only one way to make 11, and that's 5, 6. The opposite of 5, 6 is 1 and 2. 9 times 25, which is the quarter Earth, we end up at 225. Here we end at 243. The difference is 18. 18 creation of the sun. In this scenario over here, we get 80, 80, and 20. We get a third world of 20. The first world complete, the second world complete. Over here, we have 2.25 ounces created from this. Here was 2. Here's 2.25 created from this. And we have cycle 28, 28. Over here, 28 and 28. I'm just trying to figure out why it says only 2 over here. This is 80 and 80, which is the this part over here, with the 9 times 2, 20. One here, right here, 180. The most we can get is 80 and 80. To make up this, the most we can get is 80 and 80. So if we can only get 80 and 80, okay, every 80 we get, it creates a 28. You see? 28. Excuse me, 40 creates 28. So this should be actually 40, 40, 40, 40, right? But then this, excuse me, where am I going to show you this? Okay, your first 28 shows up at 4, right? That's a whole. When you double up, after 4, it becomes 8. That's where Pluto comes in. Now you're 80, 80, 160, 80, 80. But that's when you complete your second ounce, 56 grams. Now we have the next part in grams, okay? Broken up over here in grams. So we have 28 grams and 28 grams. And the last one, 28, 20 is 56. That should say 7. I do not know why it says 2. That was, oh no, it doesn't say 2. It does say 7. It's just me. Okay, that says 7. That says 7. How confusing it is. Take a good look. It's a 7 next to a 0 and a 1. It looks like a 2, right? So 7, 0, and 1. If you really take a look at it, doesn't that look like a 2? But if you really look at it close, right? Look at it. It's a 7 next to a 0 and a 1. It also looks like a backwards 8. So you now have to interpret it that way. So this is now 7. Okay, there's only one way to make 7. We made 7, 4 times 7 and 4 times 7 and 1 times 7. 1, 4, 1. The DNA comes in through 9. Now we have to break it down one more time, right? Because it's not 3.5. It's not, you see, we were talking about 28, right? 28 is the cycle, right? But a half is 7. You see, it takes 4 7s to make 28, right? 4 7s to make 28. But it takes 8 3.5s to make 28. So we're breaking down. Do you follow what I'm saying? We're getting 3.5 grams 8 times, okay? 3.5 grams 8 times to make this. 8 times 3.5 to make this. 4 times 7 created this. 5 times 7, 6 times 7, 7 times 7, 8 times 7 created this. Okay? But 8 times 3.5 will create this. And that is half. We have to work at 3.5, C and E. Any craps. 1 and 2, 1 and 1 are the numbers we need in order to create everything. 1 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2, 1 and 2 equals 3, 2 to the power of 3, and then we have all the numbers that we don't need anymore. 1 to the power of anything stays the same thing. So now we're working the smaller number. Now where we said this is now 1 ounce and a quarter, okay, it's only 1/8 of an ounce. So now we have to, it's just like working the minutes and the seconds. So now, in order to get the same number, over here, okay, in order to get the same number over here, 63 grams, okay, I need to go 18 times, do I have that right? 18 times 3.5, 18 times 3.5 equals 63. 18 is your 1 and 8, you need your heaven. 18 times that, here's your 18 times that, that is your chai, 9 and 9. Creation and the sun love. Weights and measures, the clocks. Do you understand how this works? First, we're looking for 7 grams at a time to make an ounce. But before we even get there, we need to make the first line. We need to get half. 3.5 is half. We don't have to go any less. We don't need parts. We don't need anything in parts. We don't need in-betweens. So that's how they would actually do it. And then we get 1 ounce and 1/8. The next 3.5, the next 3.5 to 28 grams, okay, 1/8. Here we go 8 times, right? The 9th time gives us this. It says ace, 9 lives of a cat. And the next one, okay, the 10th one, okay, gives us 1 ounce and 1/8. That's your star. 35 Electric Company. Your 11th one gives you 1 ounce and a quarter. Okay, 1 ounce and a quarter because now we added on 7 grams. This is 3.5 grams. This is 7 grams. Now we get on to 11. 11 creates 1 3/8. 12, okay, creates 1.5. 21/12. Look at the number we get over here. We get 42 grams. 7 times 6, 42. 7 and 6, 13 equals 55. What do we get when we multiply it? Because we have to bring it to the 3 worlds. I always like to bring it to the 3 worlds. So we get 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times a half is 1.5. 4.5 into the sun, creation into the sun. The spirit, okay, of the half-life. 3 times 42 is 126, 216 hours in this 9-day period. 120, okay, 3 times 100. 3 times 40, 120. 3 times 2 is 6. 120. This is the 7th gate. Add 1 to 15. It becomes the 7th gate. Now we get 3 times 12 is 36 creation. 3 times 10 and 6. 30 and 6 creation of man. 1.5 and 6 equals to 7.5 and 6 equals to 13.5. 135. The ace cat. One more time. 36, 162, 166, 166.5. 6 and 6 inside, 5 and 1. Everything run out of Mars. Everything run out of Mars. What does it end up say? 1 ounce and a half? Jacka bull. Jacka is the bull. Because those are the numbers. J, 1. A, J, K, 1, 11, and 2. 1 and 1 equals 11. 11 equals 1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 1 equals 21. 1 and 2 equals 12. Jacka bull. 1.5 ounce, Venus into Mars. 2 Venus, 4 Mars, 9 lives of a cat. Add 1 to 12. Add up the numbers 1 to 12, you get 78. Add up 1 to 21, you get 231. 77, 77, 77. Jesus Christ, 777 equals 21. 2 and 1 is 3, 3, 3. The commensurate of Lovejoy. The other part and piece of this is your numbers and how your numbers come together in the reverse of the totality of counting each 4 numbers. 4 times 27. 27 equals to 4 times equals over here becomes 108. Becomes 80 your communication. Remember, when you want to see how to bring one together, you bring all these pages together, right? 2 here and 2 here. You put all these 4 corners together and you connect them. That connection will be the 5. You'll either be connecting number 1, or you'll be connecting number 3, or you'll be connecting number 9, or you'll be connecting number 7. Okay, 1379 are your corner connects. If you were in low shoe, right, put 4 of these calculators together and those 1 and 1 will come together, 7 and 7 will come together, and you keep putting 9 and 9 together, 3 and 3. The only time you don't put it together, I'd have to think about that scenario. One other just thing I wanted to mention, when you have a calculation like this, right, 8 times, let's do it properly. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 7, okay, is 56. 8 times 5 is 40. 24 becomes 6. 6 times 56 is 336. 12 moons. 24, which is 6 times 40, is 240. 24 by 40. 24, did I get that? 24 by 40? no, 6 by 40 is 240. I don't know why I put that over here. So, just give me a second. Yeah, the continuation of that calculation was 6 times 56, 336. 6 by 40 is 240, and times 0 is 24. Makes it 264. 12 moons and this is some kind of videotaping, 2.64. You minus it, right, becomes 216, the Mayan week cycle. You minus it here, you have 264, excuse me, wow, another mistake. Okay, fix that. Over here, okay, you have 264 also. There's your video cassette. Here's your week. Here's your from the moons. You add it, okay, it becomes 480, becomes the sun. 8 times 8, 64, 8 plus 8. 2 to the power of 3 creation. Spirit of the half-life, all ones equals 7. We take it, we put it over here, we get 120, or we add it, we get 1080. Becomes 1686. Okay, there's another number, I'm not going to get into that, but 168 becomes the week. This becomes the sky. This becomes the 1 to 15 added. Mars, the gateway. 6 becomes 666. Add on or take off 66. Okay, if you want to add on, we'll have 186. That comes out over here. 186, which is 101 away from 7. When you add on 66 over here, we have 1146. Okay, now that is two-world creation, 1 and 1. I'm not sure exactly how to say that. You can have 1 ace. It doesn't matter who's next to you at the blackjack table, but the dealer can also have 1 ace. Otherwise, you're not in the game. I shouldn't have gone this far with this explanation. Maybe I'll cut it out. Thank you for watching. I will.